Do you see any of the top free agents for 2019 wanting to take their talents to New York? I mean, if you win in New York, you'll be rewarded more than any probably player ever, and if you lose there, it probably just doesn't feel good at all. What do you think?
I think Kevin Durant is on this list is probably the biggest free agent in terms of that I see really going to New York and taking what he learned, similar a la LeBron, going down to Miami, learning how to win a championship and then bringing it to another franchise. I mean, the Knicks is perfect with him, obviously has ties to a Scott Perry from the Seattle days. Just things line up, and the organization obviously is taking steps forward. So I think a guy like Kevin Durant, and who wouldn't want to see Kemba Walker go home and play in front of the Knicks?
You know, all those guys.
I mean, you might as well just take like 4 or 5 dudes off the list if you're the Knicks.
Yeah, that's
You're going to need like 4 or 5 of them. You're going to need Kemba. You're going to need Kevin Durant. You're going to need Kyrie. You're going to need DeMarcus. You know, you pretty much got to use that list and try and find.
I like DeMarcus.
You know, every name on the list could go and play in New York, but I think the 2 names that have that superstar impact and can take advantage of what New York brings, a.k.a. Wall Street, would be Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
They definitely have that superstar status, plus they have the personalities to, you know, get the superstars to come back out. But BD makes a great point. You're going to need a whole lot more than, you know, just those 2.
Well, let me ask you this, Shaq, because you were, you know, a beast on the court, but you always, as well, was an entertainer for the league to help grow the game. When you see the pressure of the so-called New York media, and you hear on the shows that maybe, you know, Durant doesn't like all the BS, and so he might holler at a kid in his dorm room and say, you know, you need to chill. Or Kyrie right now, what he's going through with all the questions that all-star people taping his conversations, him saying, I just want to play basketball. If that's the case, do you think that the media pressure, the fan pressure is too much there in this day of social media, Instagram, that type of thing, or do you think it's not an issue?
Well, I don't know how other people think, but pressure to me is when you don't know where your next meal is coming from. If they're talking about you, you must be doing something right. So now you just have to control the narrative. If you want them to say good things, go out and play. If you want them to, you know, if you listen to the criticism and let it get into you and let that soften your game up, then you're not as good as we think you are.
Right.
So, you know, hey, you can write what you want to write, but I'm going to make you shut up, and I'm going to make you talk about me, and I'm going to make you promote me. I'm going to do all that stuff. If you got game, you got game. So, you know, it doesn't matter.
Well, if that's the case, BD, New York probably should be first or second on the list in the league when you talk about L.A., the Lakers, the Clippers, or New York. When you talk about, like Shaq said, if you're willing to take on that so-called pressure or the so-called heat, and you know that it's a big reward here, why wouldn't you want to go there right away?
Yeah, I don't know. It behooves me, you know.
Choice
of words today, baby.
Spell it. Tough guy.
UCLA, okay.
You know, I'm just, just breaking out words. I was playing words with my friends in the back. So, but anyway, why wouldn't you want to go to New York, right? I think, one, they have great fans, right? The fans are critical, but they're always critical because you're losing, right? I remember being there with the Knicks, and we had the Knicks tape, and that was one of the, that was a great run where all the fans in the whole city of New York kind of came together and fed off the team, and the team had its own identity. I think when you're Durant or Kyrie, it's leadership, right? You got to go and you got to want to take on all that armor because it's going to, with, all the media attention come a lot of smoke.
Yeah. And you were telling earlier how you hated, you were telling me in the back how you hated the New York Liberty. Is that still the way you feel to this day?
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You told me you hated every player.
You did.
I didn't know.
She hated every player that walked through the door.
For sure.
No.
New Liberty players, old Liberty players.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it straight, but anyway, we'll go to the tweet while she make up her mind. Over 100 hours of TNT film that exists of Shaq pushing his glasses up before he speaks.
That's because your mama gave me that cocoa butter.
Keep sliding off the bridge.
Tell your mama to give me the right brand of cocoa butter.
Tell your mama to stop playing with the cocoa butter.
Man up.
More to come.